Her name was Ellen Naomi Cohen, but her dad called her Cassandra. The world knew her by the stage name of Cass Elliot, star of the 60s smash group The Mamas and the Papas. Her life was one of legend and myth, tragedy and success. Leeza Gibbons is here now with today's Inside Story for us.
Thank you, John. Their harmonies on stage were beautiful. Off stage, though, there was discord. The music of the Mamas and the Papas is the stuff of golden oldies now. Monday, Monday, I Saw Her Again, California Dreamin'. They sold millions of records, and Cass Elliot was their star. As we begin, we take you back to a news report from July 29, 1974.
Mama Cass Elliot, the robust, rotund singing star, died today in London. 33 she was. Doctors say Miss Elliot apparently choked on a ham sandwich.
A sad and ironic end to the life of a performer who battled a weight problem her entire life.
And no one's getting fat except Mama Cass.
Cass left her hometown of Arlington, Virginia at age 19 and went to New York to launch her show business career.
Well, goodbye.
She joined a group called the Big Three. Denny Doherty was also in this band. He introduced Cass to John Phillips and his wife Michelle, and eventually this foursome became the Mamas and the Papas. And Michelle says that despite her size, Cass was an instant sensation.
She became the star of the show immediately, overnight. I mean, people looked at the picture of the four of us and said, who is that girl, you know?
At the Hollywood Bowl in 1966, the Mamas and the Papas gave their first live concert, and the fans went wild for Cass. But while the harmonies on stage were perfect, backstage, the group was singing quite a different tune. A bitter feud was developing. Cass had always been in love with Denny, but he didn't feel the same way.
I loved her, but it wasn't like carnal love, you know what I mean?
But then things really erupted between Cass and Michelle.
She was very much in love with Denny, and I had an affair with Denny, and it besides causing quite a few problems in my own marriage, it caused a very big rift in my relationship with Cass. She felt it was the ultimate betrayal.
Michelle was kicked out of the band, only to be reinstated months later. Cass got over Denny. In fact, an affair she had with a musician on the road produced a daughter named Owen. But things with the band were never quite the same, and by 1968, the group was finished.
Stars shining bright above you.
Cass immediately launched a solo career, appearing in Las Vegas and on TV variety shows. Self-conscious because of her size, Cass had always feared performing on stage alone.
Dream a little dream of me.
But she'd conquered that fear and had just had a triumphant stand at the London Palladium when tragedy struck. At first, Denny Doherty feared drugs had killed Cass.
Initially, I thought she'd OD because the year before, about a year before, she'd been in Vegas, so loaded out that she couldn't stand up on stage.
But according to Cass's London physician, Dr. Anthony Greenborough, it wasn't drugs that killed Cass, nor was it the ham sandwich found in the hotel room where she died. Her obesity killed her.
She was very overweight, and she had a pulmonary thrombosis and sudden acute heart attack.
Today, Cass's legacy lives on, both in her music and in her daughter Owen. When Owen was born in 1967, Cass wouldn't reveal who the father was to protect his privacy. But Owen was told who her dad is and says they are close. Now 23, she's attempting to launch a musical career herself and hopes to have an album out soon. What do you think it was when you look back now at that period of history, the magic that was generated by this woman, your mother?
She was very likable, and people really loved her a lot, you know, and I really run into that all over this town. You know, people saying, oh, I loved your mom, you know, I knew her, she was great, you know, things like that, and that's always really warmed my heart. She died at, like, the height of her career. You know, she had finally just made it as Cass Elliot, not Mama Cass, and that was a big deal to her.
Dream a little dream of me.
People say that Owen Elliott has inherited her mother's gift of song, and while she sounds a lot like her mom, she told me that she won't do any of Cass Elliott's hits until she's established a style of her own.
It would be difficult for her to sing her mom's song.
Well, Dream a Little Dream is her sentimental favorite, and I think that there's been enough time where she could get through it, but I think it would have to be very special.
Owen has a beautiful speaking voice.
And looks a lot like her mom.
Yes, he does. Thanks, Leeza.
My pleasure.